everybody, this is Sherry with CPR, Craft, Pray, Repeat. And I'm back to share some Easter cards that I made. I know it's not time for Easter, but I'm watercoloring and I don't have any Valentine's Day Tilda stamps. And I've been wanting to play with my Tilda stamps. I'm trying really hard to use what I have and try not to go out and purchase as much this year. That's one of my goals for 2020, is to get my spending and stuff under control, because I have so much stuff right now and I haven't used it all, so I need to use what I have. So I'm using my Tilda images for Easter cards. This is a background paper. Now this has been in my stash for a long time, so I don't know if it's even available anymore. And it was gifted to me. It looks like this. I've never heard of Paper House Productions before, but it's called, the name of the paper pad is Rejoice, and it's got beautiful papers on the inside, and some of them have some scriptures and things with them. I love this. So this is what I used to do this one. I just made it real simple because I wanted the background to show through. The sentiment was already on the paper. Colored my little Tilda up here with my distress inks and think she turned out adorable. Now I'm going to show you the envelope that I made, and I'm not real thrilled with how the envelope turned out, but I'm going to go ahead and share it with you. It looks like this, and I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see because it's really light, but there's my Tilda. I put lines on here so that I could just write on the envelope, and I just wish I had not put the lines on, and silly me went and put them on all of the envelopes. But I just used different colored inks to match what would mimic the inside of the card, and I wanted it light so it didn't interfere with, you know, shipping or anything. So they're all real pale that I'm going to share with you. I like how that looked, but I just wish I hadn't put the lines on because that really bums me out. But that is what my first card and envelope looked like, and I will be back with my next. Alright, I'm back with my next card. Again, I just used some paper from my stash. Some of them I had taken out and put in. I went through and took out all the papers that I liked, and the ones that were not my style I passed on to somebody else who liked. So I don't even have the paper pads for some of these, and I did that probably 2 years ago, which probably wasn't the brightest move to give up the pad, so now I can't tell you where it came from. But, you know, use what you have, so you don't have to have what I have anyway. So, and I loved coloring this one. Absolutely loved coloring. I love how light and soft the colors turned out. And then there's her holding the little bunny. And then I used a peach colored envelope that matched the card. And then stamped Tilda on here with a distress ink. So she's real pale and real soft looking. And I've found that the more distress ink dries, the lighter it even gets. So before this mails out, it will even get a little bit lighter than what it actually is. And it's already dry. It just, well, it lightens up with time. And so I love how it looked. And I thought it would be pretty on the side of the, you know, where the address will go and everything. And I can either write my address real tiny here or put it on the flap on the back. So, you know, it's not a big deal that it's on there. And love it. Absolutely love it. And one of my goals for this year is to also start decorating my envelopes a little more. And this is what I did. I wasn't feeling well, and I sat down and I stamped all the envelopes. I shouldn't have done that. I should have waited till I felt better. And then I could have really put more into the envelopes. But I wanted to finish them, and my brain kept saying, do it, do it, do it. And the rest of me should have known better because my brain wasn't where it was supposed to be because I wasn't feeling good. But that's all right. I'll do better as we go through the year, and you'll see more decorated envelopes and stuff. Love how she turned out. I'm really enjoying working with these watercolors or distress inks, whatever you want to call them. But to me, it's like coloring with watercolors, and that's what I'm working on. And so I absolutely love her, and I shared the image with her at the very beginning of the video. So I'll be right back with my next one. Here is my next card. For this card, I pulled the colors from the eggs in the basket. And here's how I decorated the envelope. I didn't want to put the entire image, so I just dropped her down to where you can just see her basket, her little dress and head, and then it goes right next to where the where the address will be. So it kind of jazzes that area up on the envelope. I love this purple paper, and for some reason I'm thinking this is Prima, but I'm not completely sure. But I love it. Absolutely love it. I used it on another card. I liked it so much. I haven't put any sentiments on the inside. I don't know where I put my Happy Easter sentiment, so I gotta find it. And then I will just stamp Happy Easter, or, if I can't find it, I'll die cut it off my Cricut. One or the two, and it'll just say Happy Easter on the inside. And these are going to my sisters. I haven't sent my sisters cards in a long time, so I thought I would share some Easter cards with my sisters, and I'm trying to make some to send out to some friends. So that's my goal, to have these ready by Easter time. And so again, it was real easy. If you have any questions, I know I use let me share with you the colors I used for her face, because her skin is like something that everybody asks. And I want to share those colors with you so that you know, in case you want to try it. I use Spun Sugar, which is the color on the cheeks right here. I use Tea Dye, which is just up around the hairline and stuff. It's just real light to put a shadow beneath her hair. I use Dried Marigold. I started using this. Lisa from Charlisa's Crafty Corner mentioned it, and so I started using it, and I love this color. But you have to go kind of light, because if not, it will come out orange. So you got to try to go light. And then I use Tattered Rose. After I do the Dried Marigold around the edge, then I do Tattered Rose on the inside. And those are the colors for the skin. I use those colors every time on all of the Tilda images that I've done. I use Walnut Stain for her hair and her boots. I don't think this is the Wilted Violet one, but it's one of the purple ones. You use whatever you're working with. I mean, use whatever you want to use. But those are the colors that I use for the skin. And I shared some on Instagram, and have had people ask me to do tutorials. I'm really nervous about doing that, because there are so many people out there that are way better at this than me. But if you would like to see how I do it, let me know, and I'll try. I will try. But I get real nervous about it, because I know that, I'm not perfect at this, and you could probably get more information from other people that are way smarter than me about it. So here's my next Easter card, and I'll be back in 1 second with my next. Here is my next one. These are all real basic designs. I just decided one day, and I don't normally do a lot of layers, but for some reason I decided I was going to do layers on these cards, and that's what I did. I did not cut them down in any specific increment, because normally I do a 1/4 inch border on the outside. But I based all of these off of the decorations. How many of these little dots did I want to see on each side? How many lines did I want above or below? And so that's how I did this one. And I did the gold to match, the hat here, and the black to match the boots, and the purple. This is the Wilted Violet. This one I know is Wilted Violet for this color. Absolutely love how it turned out. And I did Weathered Wood for her jeans on this one. But the faded jeans would also be a really good color for pants. And absolutely love how it's turning out. And here's the image. This one turned out to be a little darker on here than I thought. I've got a gold colored envelope, and I believe I used Dried Marigold on it, and it came out, I guess because of the color of the paper, it stamped out a little darker than it did on the white. But I wanted it to kind of match the gold on the paper and the gold in her hat, to tie it all together and just make it so that when you opened your mailbox, you saw something that stood out and wasn't just a plain white envelope that could be a bill, but thank God is not. So I'll be back with my last card for this set. Here is my final card. I just used another Recollections 110-pound cardstock for my base. Colored her up and just chose to do some, I don't know what made me choose black for Easter, but I did. I like how it pops. I like that the blues or the turquoises match in the cards. I don't know how well it's showing up. And normally I don't care if you all see my card or my address, and I put my address on here. But I've been getting a bunch of crazy messages on Instagram, and so I'm a little leery to have my address out there, which is silly. I guess you guys, you know, if somebody wants it, they're going to find it in an old video. But, you know, I just figured for safety reasons right now I would cover it up, because these messages are starting to kind of spook me. But we don't want to worry about that. God always takes care of me, guys. Don't worry about it. And so I colored it up with my distress markers. Again, my black glaze pens for the eyes and my white jelly roll pens for the dots. Now I have a 10, a .05, and a .08 jelly roll pen. And if you can find them in the pack of 3, that's how I purchased mine. I would really recommend getting those. I'm not somebody who says this is a must-have, but I do recommend it. Because like for the little tiny dot here, or the little teeny one that I put down here at the bottom of her eye, because there's 2 dots on there, I was able to use the .08 and the .05 to get the dots, because sometimes it's really hard to get a little tiny dot when you've got a real thick jelly roll pen. And I like the thick jelly roll pens, and I thought I'll never use this .05, but I find that I'm using it more and more for these little images. So if you can find it in the pack of 3, it's a really good deal. And I'm not sure if it's going to show up, but I'm going to bring it up here. I stamped with VersaFine, no, not VersaFine Onyx Black, the embossing ink. I used Versamark to stamp on the envelope, because I just wanted it to look like a watermark. I didn't want it to be in your face. I was going to actually emboss white on it, and I thought, no, I just want it to be real soft. So I'm not sure if it's picking it up. I can't really tell in the lens, but I like how it looks. I think it looks really neat, and it's just enough there that you can see it. It's not going to interfere with the address or shipping or the post office or anything like that. And, you know, you might not even notice it at first, but when you go to look, it will just pop in the light all of a sudden, and it's there. And it's just a really cool effect. I liked that a lot. And I have in the past also done that, where I have used it to stamp all over an envelope, knowing that it would just leave a real fine mark and not interfere with seeing the address at all. So that's a neat way to decorate your envelopes and not have to worry about it causing your post office any problems. And that is it, guys. This is my final card, my final decorated envelope. I enjoy doing these, immensely enjoyed doing these. And we'll bring them out here one more second so you can see everything and see all the images. I love how they all turned out. I just think they're adorable. This is actually one of my favorites right here. And whoops, let me move that toward me. Absolutely love how they turned out, and I'm looking forward to sending them out to friends and family this Easter. And I know I'm ahead of things, but I will try to get some Valentine's in for you soon. But these are my Easter ones. So I hope that you like them. If you like this watercolor stuff and you'd like to see a tutorial, let me know in the comment. If you enjoyed the Tilda stamps, give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below for me. I appreciate that. It always makes my day. Remember to practice your CPR. Craft, pray, repeat. Thanks for visiting me today, and happy crafting, guys. Love you all. Bye.